The chauvinistic, pacifistic son of a bitch.
Now I think this is actually a very good time to reflect upon the very first episode of Natural Jules, the origin. So this shall be named something like 1.5 or something like that. Anyways, there's a couple of things. As you probably know, I don't. You would not know, obviously, but I sort of script something down, some facts or what have you, so that I know roughly of what I'm speaking. But every now and then I sort of drift off from the subject and what have you. So I thought I'd correct some of the things I said in the origins, because the origins are very important. That's why we are here. Now, the first thing obviously was one of the extinction waves, which we are currently on, the latest one, and it's due to human activity, really. So we are witnessing the latest extinction wave. I was talking about something of the last ice age, the extinction of a megafauna there, but actually the latest is going on currently. And then there was the issue of the life, that it exists at all. That I marveled that the life exists at all, and that it's so mysterious that it's at all, that we exist at all. But the fact of the matter is that we are formed for very common elements in the universe, and take into the calculation that the universe is actually infinite, and then you add up all the galaxies that we already know and all that we haven't got even a clue of, and then all the stars in the galaxies and all the planets surrounding those stars, and you get the equation that it is actually very probable that life exists. It is not very surprising that we exist. What is surprising that we exist on such variety, that there are so many different forms of life. And lastly, I want to address the issue that I said about someone believing in the creationism and stuff like that. And now I want to point out that not anything that I have said or anyone else have said about the origins of life, the origins of universe, the matter, antimatter, the evolution, not any of that outlines the God. It is still possible for you to believe it. I mean, to believe, you can believe it, but just don't try to explain it with science, because you can't, because it's a belief. There's no, well, when I say there's no evidence, obviously you can find evidence of creationisms. They are not necessarily accurate, but there are more evidence, scientific evidence, about evolution and Big Bang theory and all the stuff like that than there are creationism. And that's why creationism isn't anymore a scientific fact. It used to be, but then we found something better. That's how science works. It's constantly updating itself. When we find something more reasonable and more better explanation of things happening, then we make that as a scientific fact. Now, obviously the creationism once was scientific fact when we didn't know any better. But anyway, that doesn't overline God or make it obsolete. No, not by a long shot. There are still questions that needs to be answered, and you can always say that, hey, there's your God then. But the point about that belief, in my mind, which is sort of a little bit iffy, is that when you say, well, God did it, then you sort of forgot all about the finding of truths and finding other ways of explaining things, and you just sort of settle down and let it all happen. I mean, I do believe in some things that I cannot explain or anyone else can explain. I do have my beliefs, but I never ever would say that they are facts, because they are not facts. They are just beliefs. So anyway, believe all you want, but facts are the facts, and your beliefs should not ever be considered as a sort of ways of society and stuff like that, because those ways need science to work. Anyway, thank you. I will get back to you once again when I sort of rephrase my ideas, something like that. And if you have something to say about these matters, then just comment down there below and I shall get back to you.